Hello, and welcome to the third installment of my albinism question and answer thing. I got some really good questions. I even have somebody who was asking some for a project, so I will do hers first. Abby would like to know, instead of eyesight, what other medical problems do you have? Well, there are several problems that can be related to albinism. There are digestive problems that can be related to albinism. I have not been linked with any of them. I have digestive problems that are hereditary in my family that have to do with extra stomach acid, but that has nothing to do with albinism. I also have premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMDD, which is like PMS, only 5,000 times worse, but that's also not associated with albinism. There are other eyesight conditions that are. There's nystagmus, which I have, which is the shaking of the eyes that we've been over before, and strabismus, which is where they look in two different directions. Or sometimes strabismus can cause them to look in two different directions this way. It's just the muscles don't coordinate and work together. And I also have photophobia, which is extreme sensitivity to light. However, those are all related to albinism, and those are all eyesight problems. If you have any questions about those, I'd be happy to answer more questions about them. Question number 2 is, did you ever have any troubles with learning in school? Actually, I started out on an IEP when I was in first grade, which is an individualized education program. And then I switched to a 504 from second grade on. A 504 is like an IEP. It has less things that you need, like you don't have an aide that's with you the entire time. A 504 is just kind of like an adaptive education plan. Like I had to have things enlarged for me, which was part of my 504. It's just things that the school is required to do for you so that you can learn as everybody else can. But when I got into high school, I had trouble communicating and advocating for myself. So sometimes my teachers would think I was talking in class when I really was asking the person next to me what on earth was on the board because I couldn't see it. And that was a problem. Now I'm in college and things are really small print, so I have problems sometimes, but our disability services department here at ODU is really good at doing anything that you need within reason. So they've helped me with things in the past, and if I have difficulty seeing something, I will talk to my teachers. A lot of my teachers blow things up for me, or a lot of the teachers actually have a lot of the course material online for everybody. So that makes things a lot easier, but in high school I especially had a hard time the first college level class that I took because it was so much reading I couldn't do it. I made it through though, it was good. And third question, what type of albinism do you have? I have oculocutaneous albinism, and there are two types, and I don't know which type I have because my parents don't know which type I have. I guess I have to go dig back in medical records. There's a type negative and a type positive, and I'm not sure which one I have. But also, good luck on your project. Oculocutaneous albinism also means affecting the eyes and the skin. And skin includes hair because hair follicles are part of your endocrine system, which is your skin. I'm a biology nerd, so if you need any help with science, I'll try. But also, if you want, you can cite my video for your paper. I don't know what your teacher's rules are, but my last name is Lane, L-A-Y-N-E. My first name, Rebecca, R-E-B-E-C-C-A. And just Albinism Q&A 3. There's an MLA citation. You can look it up online if you don't know how to do it. Just type in MLA citation and video, and you will be able to find it, no problem. So if you have any more questions for your project, I'd be happy to answer them. And there was a really interesting question that I answered a while ago, and that was from the person whose name I will never be able to pronounce. I think it's Horion or something like that. He is wonderful and from Belgium. He told me to call him Martin, so Martin. Alright, do you see like everyone else when you dream? Or is it the same as if you're awake? The answer is, I see the same in my dreams as I do in real life, but in my dreams it never seems to be a problem. In my dreams nobody really notices. I mean, my poor eyesight isn't really a subject of my dreams. It's just, I don't know. I mean, if you've never seen things different, it's hard to imagine them different. So I just my dreams I see the same as I do in real life. My dreams are usually really big on tactile things or color. I mean, color's a lot in my dream. Like, I'll remember how I felt in a dream or what I saw in a dream, but it's really vague like my sight is in real life. And my memories are totally vague. I don't remember anything, what anything looked like, but I do remember what people said or how I felt or the texture of something in my memories, but I really don't remember what things look like. I mean, if I try to draw you a picture of my parents right now, for one, I'm no artist, and for two, I can't remember what they look like when I'm away from them. I even confused my father for other people in public. It's bad. Alright. And then I have some comments from Bless323, who said that she liked what I said about my teacher. And, alright, so about facial things, facial expressions have to be really exaggerated for me to be able to tell what they are. And between people with albinism, there's always a difference in acuity. Nobody's exactly the same. So some people don't have this problem and some people do. But for me, it's more like your voice, the tone of your voice, like if your voice changes real quick. The teacher that I was talking about had a deeper voice, and she spoke kind of curtly. And that's just the way she spoke. She was very eloquent, but she didn't waste her words. But for me, it's not just the facial expressions. When people nod their heads or shake their heads, I will stand there waiting for my answer and waiting for my answer and waiting for my answer until they finally are just like, what? I gave you your answer. Things like that. If people point to something, I'm like, okay, I'll pick anything because I can't see fingers. Actually, in my daily life, if somebody asks where something is, since I'm bad at following people's directions and like where they point to, I will actually get up and show somebody where something is. I'm better at, like, I'm a doer. And yeah, I will ask people like how they're feeling and if they're angry, because I get confused. Like, my roommate sometimes has times when he's quieter, and I wonder if he's upset. No, it's just because he's a quiet person, but I just have to check. A little attitude check, you know. And Blessed123 also wanted to talk about nystagmus and how sometimes it feels like my eyes are going to fall out of my head, I swear to you. For me, some days are just worse than others depending on if it's bright or sometimes depending on a weather change. If there is a lot of eye strain around or it's really bright, it'll feel worse. Or if I've been doing something visual all day, it'll be worse. One night I was writing a paper, and I swear I had my heartbeat in my eyeballs when I was done because it was just that bad. For me, it's eye strain. Or some days I will just wake up and my eyes will be like, today is going to be a bad day, and it'll be bad. I mean, some days you wake up and you don't even really notice, but some days it's just they hurt and the vision is a little bit more wobbly. You just feel kind of off. I don't really know what would set it off for your children, but for me, like, probably if I was watching a movie for a really long time, I'd want to give my eyes a break or something. But yeah, it just kind of, it's one of those things where you have good days and bad days. I've answered a lot of questions in the comments too as well, but if you would like me to answer your question in a video or in the comments, you can leave that with your question, but I would be more than happy to answer anything else. So just please post up whatever you want and I will try to answer it. And if I didn't answer your question well enough in this video or any other video, you can just let me know and I will talk more about it. So, take care, everybody, and I'm going to try to locate that. Oh, I'm out of focus. I found the stop button. P.S. Albinism does affect my vision in a classroom setting. Sometimes I would have to tell a teacher that it was too bright for me, and I would wear sunglasses in the building if it got to me. Some days it was worse than others, just depended on what we were doing. Yeah, so when you're kids, but when they go through school, you should totally have it put in that they should have permission to wear sunglasses or something if they need to. Light in classrooms definitely affected me, especially coming in from the summer. After being not around fluorescent lights, it really got to me. Like, their first month is an adjustment period.